The Punjab Kings versus Rajasthan Royals match might have been a high scoring one as 223 got chased down, but it was also a complete roller coaster for the bowlers with some brilliant spells, poor execution, and everything in between. Let's break down the bowlers who made an impact and the ones who did not in this edition of the 23rd Yard Club Cricket Podcast. Punjab Kings might have chased down Delhi's score of 264, but Ricky Ponting's displeasure at those four Shashank Singh drops over the two games, and in general, the overall lackadaisical fielding effort seemed to have finally taken its toll. Shashank was dropped from the lineup in favor of Suryansh Shegde, and this was despite Shashank having chipped in with a bat and ball at different times in the tournament. More interestingly, Xavier Bartlett was also made to sit out, and in came Lockie Ferguson. But he looked so out of rhythm that he went for 57 in his 4 overs. But here's the thing, Lockie isn't much of an economy rate bowler, not in India anyway. Over the last 3 seasons of the IPL, he's gone for 12.5, 10.6 and 9.2 runs per over respectively. But you also need to look at his T20 international record in India as well. His overall economy in India over 11 games is 10.2. The next worst for him in any country is 8.36 in Australia. Where Lockie probably gets a pass is his ability to pick up wickets at important junctures in the match thanks to his pace and the ensuing changes of pace. On this day, however, Lockie not only went for 57 in his 4 overs, but he also went wicketless. Making Punjab's situation worse was his opening fast bowler Arshdeep Singh, who has not had a great tournament, and he was thrashed for 68 runs in his 4 overs, giving them a combined figures of 1 for 125 and 8, which was never going to win you the match. Which brings me to who actually bowled well for Punjab on a day when the seamers went for a plenty. It was a player who has been with the Punjab Kings since 2019. Yes, it's one of those rare players who's been with them, has not played a lot of games, but still manages to find his way back into the team, into the squad. Not being retained on a couple of occasions, he went into the 2025 auction, got picked up, 2026 auction, got picked up. We're talking about Harpreet Brar. Now, Brar finished with a brilliant spell of 4 overs, which cost him just 25 runs. We're talking about a game in which 222 got chased down. But here's what's even more interesting from the point of view of tactics. 11 of those 24 balls that he bowled came against the left-handed, ultra-aggressive Yashasvi Jaiswal, and he conceded a mere 13 runs. Brar's overall IPL record is solid against lefties too. He concedes just 8.23 against them as compared to an overall economy rate of 8 in the IPL. With some more support, that spell of 11 balls could well have been a match-turning one. And another pointer to captains and coaches that left-arm orthodox spin can be more than just a bowling machine at left-handed batsmen too. The other bowler who deserves a mention is obviously Jofra Archer. Now, this is probably going to be a longer section about Jofra Archer. If you look at just the scoreboard, his figure of 1 for 40 from 4 overs would seem okay at best. But Archer probably sent down one of the most fiery spells possible in recent IPL memory on what wasn't the easiest pitch to bowl for the seamers. Here's the context. In Shreyas Iyer's words, this was a slow and tacky pitch in which he praised his batters for even scoring 224. As I've also said earlier, Arshdeep and Lockie went for a plenty. But even Marco Jansen conceded 12.5 and over, and Berger went for nearly 15 and over. Brijesh Sharma did marginally better at 10.5. In essence, it was a surface on which all pace bowlers were easily blasted out of the park. Lastly, you're talking about a Priyansh Arya, whose tournament strike rate is 250.44, highest this season, more than Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Abhishek Sharma, Rajat Patidar, or even Tim David. Archer also conceded 10 and over, but he did something else too. He softened Arya up like not too many have done this season. Bowling extremely quick, he conceded 8 of his first 3 balls of the spell to Prabh Simran, but it was in the second over that he rattled Arya. The first ball, it reared up in an ugly manner at Arya, who only managed to fend it off to slips, but the slip fielder for some reason had been taken off. Even Captain Riyan Parag looked a bit bemused, looking as if he didn't know why the slip fielder wasn't there. The second one, it bounced up more than Arya expected yet again. Another awkward fend off. A missed flick of the third was followed by another back of the length ball that rose uncomfortably at Arya, who for the third time in the over had no clue what to do with it. Again, remember, this is a guy who bats at 250 strike rate in the tournament. Another edge followed, and this one went over the slips. The first slip was quite back. Jaiswal spilled a tough chance. It went over him. And it was on the fifth ball that Archer finally pitched it up on a length at 150 clicks. And Arya might have been even expecting it, but the tentativeness was very evident in his lofted drive. It went as far as the mid-on fielder, gone, caught by Berger. What a superb set of 5 deliveries, which the batter with the highest strike rate this season, batting on a slow, tacky pitch, had no clue about. Now, Riyan Parag might have been tempted to give Archer a third over, but he did not. And by the time he returned in the 11th, the ball had obviously softened up. There was no swing left, and whatever lift that he was getting earlier looked to have dissipated as well. But even then, he had Prab Simran top edging one of the balls with a disconcerting bouncing ball. One of the possible reasons to bring on Archer at that stage might have been to test out Shreyas Iyer, obviously, who's obviously vastly improved against the short ball, but it becomes a different ball game against that kind of Archer. Unfortunately for Archer, he got just one ball at Iyer who took a single. It was in his final over, 19, that Marcus Stoinis managed to collar him for 17, taking Archer's run tally in those 4 overs to 40. But for the sheer spectacle, it had been 3 overs of some hostile quick bowling from the English cricketer. I also wonder if Parag could look at Archer to bowl 3 overs on his first spell during the power play, especially at times like these when he's breathing fire. Typically, Parag has used Archer for 2 overs in the power play throughout the tournament, and he is being called upon to bowl either one in the middle over or both his remaining overs in the death. With only one occasion through the tournament where he's bowled 3 overs in the power play, and that came at the seeming friendly Ekana Stadium. And that's a very understandable option. But there have been a few times this season when Archer has had the ball on a string. It's tough to get that same kind of rhythm when you return for your second and third spells, as was the case yesterday. So I wonder actually if Parag would be tempted to get Archer that extra over in the power play. Because even as a fan, that battle between Archer with a new ball and any kind of a frivolous whacker makes for some exhibition viewing. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Please do subscribe, and till we meet again, bye-bye.